Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another segment of Artist Wednesday on the Mr. Hydration Station. I am your host, Mr. Hydration. Real quick, before we bring my friend and yours on, I want to give a quick shout out to some people that I support, obviously. And um, number one, Mick Mickers. He's been putting on some amazing shows, amazing festivals. I went to the Spring Fling. He's making another in Simon City, and of course another after that. There's probably going to be another Fear Fest and another one after that. And I don't know, man. The dude just always puts on amazing shows. I also want to give a shout out to DJ Slim. Make sure if you want any kind of entertainment in towards of DJ party and bar mitzvah, birthdays, all the other good stuff, you hit him up, DJ Slim. 815-257-2601. We are very, very reasonable with our prices. Also, I want to give a shout out to K Squared Imagery. He's the guy that came up with that guy right there. He took a picture of me at a festival, put it together. I put the Mr. Hydration logo on it, and bam. Next thing you know, we got a duo right here. Bam. Well, right there. The Sugar Creek family. Obviously, I want to give a shout out to them right over here. Skydive the Falls. Skydive the Falls is going to be a festival out in New York City. Not New York City. I apologize. Not New York City. Niagara Falls. It's called Skydive the Falls for a reason. Man, I just got something in my eye. It's probably my hair. But it's going to be July 23rd or July 15th to the 18th. Then, of course, we're going to have another festival. The Phoenix Fest, July 23rd to the 25th. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm a mess. Anyway, so again, I cannot wait to have this come up. Oh my God, I swear I have something in my eyeball. Hey, what up, Jake? How's it going? Oh, remember, if you're watching, if you want to interact with us, make sure you interact with us through the Mr. Hydration page. If you do not interact with us through the hydration page, I can't pull your comment up. I can't even read it. So make sure that's a thing. Okay, so I want to introduce my friend and yours, the ever exciting, always awesome, creative, energetic friend to you and me, Mr. Peter Julian, aka Bongo Pablo of the Soopa Jam.
Hello, hello, hello.
How's it going, brother?
It's going good.
Oh,
Good to see
actually,
you.
hold on a second, if you don't mind. Do me a favor. Wow. Okay. Hold on a second. I forgot I needed these to hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me
No
now?
worries. Okay, now I can hear you.
Cool.
Sorry about that, man.
It's all good, man.
How are you, man?
I'm doing really good. Just been trying to stay positive and just stay busy, you know.
Awesome, man. I really wanted to have you on here because one, I am very, very much appreciative of the work that you put in during these festivals. Like, obviously, you're always running around, make sure there's music playing, make sure that everything is working right and correctly. And if something goes wrong, you have to go out and fix it or get like another speaker, like you did at the Spring Fling. You know, it seems like you're always working in the background, always working. And for that work, for that alone, I wanted to have you on here because I appreciate you for it.
Thank you. And you actually covered me too when I was getting those main speakers. You were doing the egg Easter hunt for the kids, so I really appreciate that because you saved me as well.
Hey, I love kids, man. Anytime I can work with kids, I love it, dude. Their energy is something else.
Yeah, Mark really loved it. Mark was like, "Yeah, Mr. Hydration just killed it for that," and I was like, "You know what? I'm kind of glad it worked out that way because it was just it's kind of fun to have more than one host anyway." So
Agreed, definitely. It doesn't hurt to have like different flavors, which I think is something that you bring amazing to the table. You know, you're not afraid to have anyone jump on stage and switch to a guitar or play the drums or whatever you want to do, and it makes for a never boring moment.
we try.
That's awesome, man. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your history, man? Like where you grew up and all that stuff. We'll get into the music stuff like what got you into music later, but let's talk more about like you as a person.
Okay, yeah. I used to live up north by you in the Chicago suburbs area. I was born in Hoffman Estates by Carroll Stream, and my mom lives in Lombard. She used to live in Lombard, and I went to school, high school in Mokina, and then I kind of I kind of wanted to follow music and follow my buddy who inspired me to actually be a drummer. He believed in me, my friend Mark Kissinger, and he inspired me to play drums. And he moved to Bloomington Normal in Illinois, and I went and followed him for music. And my family did not like that. They wanted me to get a career and to I'm gonna take off my glasses. They wanted me to they wanted me to get a career and kind of do the American dream thing, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I went and followed my friend, and we played music for a little bit, and then we kind of just went our separate ways. There was no falling out or anything. We're still friends, but and I just continued doing music, and then I fell in love with a woman. Her name was Whitney Marie Townsend, who I have a lovely daughter with, and we created a band together called Soul Census. And then we moved down to Southern Illinois in Carbondale, and I've kind of been here for a really long time ever since then, and since 2008.
That's a long time. Do you enjoy the Southern Illinois area more than you do up here up north?
I do enjoy it more because there's just less traffic, and it's just it's the concrete jungle up there.
You
So
ain't lying.
yeah, and it's just a really good community down here. Everybody knows each other, and there's just a lot. I just feel like there's a lot of support. I feel like I was just kind of blending in when I lived up north, and when I moved down here, I kind of feel like I stand out a little bit more.
Damn, it's beautiful, man. You know, I personally I do enjoy Southern Illinois more than I enjoy Northern Illinois, mostly because of the whole concrete jungle thing. You know, you go down there, you got way more, just hilly sides, trees. You got, I mean, there's like a whole cave venue down there. You know what I mean? There's just so much
Sure.
more. I feel like so much more earth to play with is probably the better way to put it.
There's definitely a lot more nature, and it's just that it's less traffic. You won't have to. You won't ever. I mean, you'll. I think I sit in five. I sit for 5 minutes in traffic, and I sometimes still complain to myself, and then I realize where I came from, and I'm like, okay, I'll shut up now.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's awesome. So, what inspired you to get into music? Do you have like a certain artist, certain band, or maybe even a situation?
Definitely John Bottom was a huge inspiration to me. I would have never became a musician if it wasn't for my first guitar player, my first band, Mark Kissinger. He really believed in me, and I did the best I could to progress as fast as I could because he's a really good musician, and he went on a limb for me to try to be his drummer. And I had a lot of catching up to do because they were all really experienced, and I felt like I was definitely the weakest link. So it definitely pushed me and drove me to become a better drummer. And ever since then, I've just been playing drums. And I'd say Bud from Sublime, he's definitely one of my favorite drummers because he does all those one-handed hi-hat tricks. He does it, for the longest
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
For the longest time, I thought he was using two hands, and then I saw a live show, and I was like, "What? He's doing all that with one hand?" I was just like so blown away. I was like, "Man, I'm like, I suck now," you know?
Isn't that funny how like when you watch someone just excel at the instrument you're playing that automatically, you're just like, you know what, dude, all the work I just put in, fuck that.
It definitely
Have you ever
humbles you.
seen the artist John Gom?
No, I have not.
You should look up Passion Flower by John Gom.
Okay, I
I would
definitely have to.
that's one of the artists that I heard play, and I was just like, dude, I don't even know why I'm playing guitar. That dude is amazing. But yeah, I'm just trying to relate to that moment as well. So you started out drums. Um, what would you say was your goal going into it? Obviously, you're telling me that you just wanted to catch up at the time, but what did it evolve to, and what are your goals now compared to that time?
Oh man, when I was younger, I wanted to be famous. There was definitely that drive that like I needed to get famous and I needed to be a rock star and I just needed to just make it to the big leagues. And that's when I met Whitney, um, it inspired me to be a guitar player. So I started playing guitar because I wanted to write her music. She's an amazing songwriter. She writes just some of the most amazing original material that I've ever heard. So it intrigued me, and I was in love with her. So I always had this passion after I met her to share music and love. You know, I loved it. There's just something about me mixing business and pleasure, but
Yeah, I feel it. I feel you. we
so
want that. We want that storybook ending, man.
yeah. So we were together um probably 6 to 5 years, and then we separated, and she ended up moving to Colorado. We're still on very good terms. We talk all the time, and you know, I share. We have a child together, and I get her for the summers, and she gets her for the school years. So I kind of followed that passion. There was a couple other flings I had with a other couple, other female musicians, and I tried doing that. I tried doing it all over again because I was just trying to correct all my mistakes, and it just didn't work out. So I just finally had to get it together and go, you know what, you got to start doing your own thing. You got to start playing your own songs, and you got to start writing and doing this yourself because it just doesn't work out.
Damn. I feel you though. I feel like every relationship I've tried with the music, it just ends up like dudding out somewhere. You know.
Yeah, it's hard to keep the fire going, that's for sure.
I mean, really, just in general, it's hard to keep the fire going. At least for me, anyway. For in a relationship, even harder, I guess, putting the stress of music in there. Unless like you're just like so cohesive that it just works out like that. But like the probabilities of that happening is, I feel like probably slim to none. But I mean, sounds like I'm not wrong either.
No, you're not. Whitney definitely had trouble dealing with the anxiety that shows brought up. And you know, she kept mentioning that she would rather be a ghostwriter, and I just had a huge passion to be out playing no matter what. I didn't care if I was playing country, blues, I didn't care where I was playing as long I was out playing. That's what made me happy. And that's where we ended up. That's why I think the thing started to end up splitting up, is because she just didn't have that drive to go out and be playing a show, you know, 2 to 3 times a week like I wanted to. And and there was other reasons too. I was totally a dick, you know. So
Damn.
I had a lot more growing up to do.
Hey, that's usually my problem too. That's hilarious, dude. Um, but it's good to know that, you know, obviously we all have our issues and downfalls, and but we end up picking ourselves back up and rolling through the punches. And obviously now you play at many festivals. I mean, just this year alone, how many festivals have you been a part of?
Well, we started off. Well, no, I guess Fairfest was technically last year. But we did
We'll
Springlet.
count it anyway.
Count it anyways. Okay, so Fairfest. Um, well, I guess we would count Sugar Creek too from last year as well. So Sugar Creek in September, Fearfest.
Hey, that's this one right here.
Uh-huh. And then let's see, Spring Fling, Willow Springs, Sugar Creek again, and then we have Sugar Creek again in July, and then we have Phoenix Fest, and then we have Sidon City. So that's 8 that I got so far, and then Sugar Creek in September.
Nice.
So 9.
Dang.
Yeah, the
Yo, how's
festy
that?
scene is definitely where it's at. I love the festy scene. I love it when they let me do the super jam, and I love it when I can bring my band Bongo Pablo, Manny Joe, or Cornfish. And I also play in a blues band called Joey Odom Band. And Joey's pretty amazing himself. He was born with cerebral palsy, and he's never been able to walk. and he plays guitar and he sings the blues, and he does it very, very well for Southern Illinois, I'd say.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I did see that you were part of of that band. It's I watched a video of you guys. I want to say probably like 3 days ago. I think it was Monday or Sunday. I think maybe one of you two shared it, or like the Facebook algorithm just kind of sent it to me at that time. But I thought it
Yeah,
was really cool. I thought it was really cool that you were up there. And I didn't know he couldn't walk since he was a kid, but I did know he was in a wheelchair, and I didn't really know what his um, detriment was, I guess would be the word. But it's super cool to see someone like that, regardless of the issues that he has, just go out and say fuck, fuck my problems. I'm gonna fucking play anyway, and check that out, dude. I mean, if you're saying he's one of the best in Southern Illinois, then I have to believe you because I trust your judgment. And for someone to get that good, having that kind of issues, it's gotta feel so good to him, and you,
oh,
of course, to be a part of it.
oh yeah, I mean, he can only literally use like his hands like messed up from the cerebral palsy, and he was born that way. He's never been able to walk, and he basically just plays with two fingers. I mean, sometimes he can use this one, and sometimes he use that, but for the most part, he's only got two fingers. So it's pretty amazing in my opinion. And he's a really good songwriter too. You know, he's been doing it longer than me. He's been playing since he was, I think, 5.
Damn.
Mhm.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. I wish I was playing since 5.
I know. I wish I said it earlier too.
So speaking of the age that we started at, what age did you start playing music?
I think it was like 15, 16, and I'm 34 now.
Dang, dude, that's almost 2 decades. I had to do my
Yeah,
math there.
we started playing in the bars when we were 16. We were not even supposed to be there. There was this guy named Mad Dog who, so we heard through the grapevine of this open mic going in this bar, and we just showed up thinking, like we just walking all in, like, yeah, we belong here, you know. And they gave us a shot. They let us play. And then the guy, Mad Dog, he was like, these kids gonna make me rich. So he started bringing us to more open mics that he hosted around the New Lenox area. And so we followed him around and just kind of whatever he could give us, we just play wherever we could. And then he would have a party every 4th of July, and we would play at his parties. And that was just another person who believed in us and believed in our band and gave us the confidence to actually go out and play. And I've been playing in the bars ever since then, ever since I was 16. So it's been fun.
Damn, dude, that's amazing. Damn, that's really cool, dude. I didn't even get my first performance till I was 21, I think, was when I actually got my first performance. That's pretty cool, man. Sometimes I wish I had started earlier, but I mean, I think everyone wishes that. You know what I mean?
Hmm. You're really talented, though. You got an amazing voice, and you can play guitar really well. You don't even use a pick. I
No,
don't
I don't.
see. Yeah, I don't see you playing with a pick. And anytime I get to play with you, me and Mark, we're very happy to be playing with Mr. Hydration anytime we can. We're just like, oh, is he gonna let us up? Is he gonna let? Okay, yeah, let's go.
I love playing with you guys, man. I don't get to play with the band too often. Actually, because I know we had talked about it probably every time we jam is like, we should make up a band. I've been really thinking about moving down south just to have access to you guys
Really?
more often. Yeah, I mean, number one, like the vibe, like you said, is just next level. The community, like everyone's down there, it seems like in the festival community. And man, I just keep thinking to myself, like up here, it's like I think the closest person to me is Mike, and Mike's a good 40 minutes away from me. It takes forever to us even like to hang out. Sometimes we choose to stay home so we don't have to drive 40 minutes. You know what I mean? It gets to
Yeah.
that point. I feel like being down there, it would be there'd be more access to opportunities than there are up here.
You'd be surprised how many really good musicians are down here. They keep themselves hidden, and the Super Jam exposed that. I did it for 2 years straight, every Tuesday at PK's in Carbondale, and it was insane. I mean, we pretty much packed the bar every Tuesday, and it was very hard to keep up with doing the Super Jam every Tuesday. It was definitely it was exhausting, but I had to freaking do it. and it really did expose like how much creativity is in this area and how I just noticed that a lot of the good ones are definitely introverted. They don't really like to come out and play, but they just stay home and practice. It's kind of like how Rodney Mullen, if you know the story of Rodney Mullen, when he was a kid, um, his parents moved out in the country, and he was only able to practice in a garage on the flat ground, and that's what made him so good. Is he just literally stayed in his garage and practiced on a skateboard, and just in his garage in the middle of nowhere. And he did that for like 2 or 3 years before he finally started entering competitions. And I feel like that's kind of how it is for Southern Illinois. A lot of these people, they don't come out unless they really want to, unless they hear something that's worth coming out to. And I don't know, if you did come out here, I don't think you'd have any problem finding a band that could definitely support you, because you would definitely be a hit here, especially if you started singing some country out here.
Hey, that's
they,
my secret pleasure, dude.
yeah, they'd love it if you played some boot scoot and boogie.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm that country. But yeah. I mean, even Mike Patron, he's listening in right now. Says the vibe in Southern
Oh
Illinois
yeah,
is so beautiful.
I gotta put my glasses on so I can see. Mike, I love you.
I tried getting him on here one time. He was like, "Nah, I don't know if I'm up for that. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know." I was like, "All right, I'll get you on here eventually. Just watch. Just wait. Just wait. I'll get you on here."
I was watching all the videos and the pictures that Mike did, and seriously, I need to get him a video camera and like a really his phone's great. He took really good pictures anyways with just his phone, and even really good videos, but I want to get him some professional stuff so he can just go around and do that, because he does such a good job. I mean, he pretty much like got the whole spring fling of everyone just doing that, and I just thought it was amazing. I thought I was so impressed by everything that he did, and I'm hoping that he makes it down, definitely down for Simon City. I was actually trying to talk to Mick, like, look, you need to make sure he gets in for free, and you need to pay him so he can fucking do this shit, because he's doing it. So, Mike, if you're hearing me, you need to send Mick a message, and you'd be like, you kind of need to sell yourself to Mick, and do what you do, because it's amazing. I was very impressed on what you did, because there was a lot of information, a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, all in that one post. So, and Mick was
Oh
very
yeah.
impressed.
Oh yeah. 100%. Mike's got this energy about him where he can just almost like capture the best in people in the most randomest of moments. And to give him a professional camera, he would kill it. Like he'd be next level. Here you go. He says, "Thank you, very appreciated."
Mwah.
But I agree. I definitely agree. Definitely getting up there, getting him out there, and getting him reciprocated for being out there. I mean, he does it for the love of it, obviously, but it wouldn't hurt to get him out there and get him inside. On the hey man, you're with us type of vibe.
Yeah, he needs full access. I want him actually, if he's hearing me right now, I want him he has full access to go on the stage and take pictures and take videos. That's kind of what I used to do when I was doing the Super Jam, but I didn't get to do that as much for the festivals because I ended up playing more. But when I wasn't playing and I was hosting the Super Jam, I was getting all the action shots. I was getting in everyone's fucking way. I did not give a fuck. If you're playing music on my stage, I'm getting some action shots of you and I'm getting some good pictures. So if Mike's hearing this, you definitely have full permission to go on stage and get all the good action shots that you want to get.
He says, "Wow, thank you."
Yeah. Well, that's just how
And
good you are, man.
and he also says the people are gold.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Mike, man. He's actually the reason that I was even ever introduced to these festivals. I was homeless last year. I was sleeping on someone's couch, and he hit me up on the random. It was I think it was September 10th through the 12th. Well, he hits me up, I think, like a couple days beforehand, and he's asking me if I'm free like the 9th, because I think the 9th was the Thursday, and then like obviously the 12th is a Sunday. He's asking me if I was free. I was like, yeah. And he's like, you want to go to a festival? I was like, dude, I ain't got no money, man, because I'm broke. I'm a broke musician. I'm sleeping on couches to couches. I'm going from here to New York, but I'm only making enough money to pay for the tickets there and back and for the food in my stomach. You know, I don't go out. I don't do anything. And so I told him that. He was like, "Ah, don't worry about it, man. I just want to introduce you to the people. I think you're gonna really shine out there." He believed in me before I even knew what it was like out there. So I was like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, man. I'll go. I guess. You know, no biggie." He's like, "All right, cool. I'll be there to pick you up at such time, and we'll leave." And then like over there at Sugar Creek, is actually where I got the Mr. Hydration moniker because I was walking around with a gallon of water on my fucking chest.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. But before that, I just went by Victor Raul, which is like my first and middle name. But then I started using Raul more often because like the whole time growing up, my dad was Victor, I was Raul, and I was like, man, I need to kind of center myself and just go back to my real name, which is Raul. And so like whenever I would go to play out, I would just use Victor Raul. But when I was out there and like people started calling me Mr. Hydration out of nowhere, and it was kind of like oh, it's a water guy or the water boy or it's to do with the gallon, you know, and it gave me all these different names because you know how people are out there, you know, they're just trying to connect you anyway with the can, and nicknames obviously are a great way to do it. And then one kid while we were walking around said, "Oh, it's a Mr. Hydration," and like we were all like, "Oh, that's a good one."
That's
So it's
awesome.
yeah. And what's even cooler than that, or a follow up to that, I guess, would be that the Mr. Hydration station came from someone commenting on a live stream that I did. It was just a random live stream that I did on my personal page, and they were like, "Oh, it's the Mr. Hydration station," and I was like, "Oh my god, dude! Like you guys are coming up for everything for me."
I was really impressed when I first met you at Sugar Creek because you came to the Super Jam
Yes.
and you played "Give Me One Reason to Stay Here," and I heard your voice, and I was like, "Whoa, keep him on. Let him keep him going. Don't let him run away." You know, it's like so. You know, when people there's definitely like when people get on my stage and I'm really drawn to them. I'm definitely gonna try to get as much as I can out of you because it's just like I'm enjoying every moment, and I know everyone around is definitely enjoying that moment, and then we can also just back you up and just try to make you sound as good as possible and just kind of just like lift you up and just be like, yeah, you know, here's Mr. Hydration. And I was so impressed. I was definitely so impressed. I was like, because you know, honestly, the Super Jam last year wasn't too good because Saturday we got rained out and they made us play outside instead of in the church,
Yeah.
so it kind of really screwed us over. And you were definitely the highlight of the Super Jam, in my opinion.
Thanks, man. You can take that. You can. I give all thanks to Mike for that one. He says, "I knew Raul needed to be on your stage. I'm so happy to see what's become of it." Thank you, Mike.
uh,
I appreciate that, dude.
yeah, Mike knows.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's just a good soul, like an all around good soul. And without him, I obviously wouldn't be. I wouldn't be called Mr. Hydration without him. You know, I mean, he caused the catalyst of events, and or he was a catalyst of all these events that ended up culminating in to me a beautiful beautiful life. Because at that time, this is during Corona. Obviously, you know, it was a little rough to get anywhere and play any
Uh-huh.
music during Corona. And before Corona, I had a real good flow going. I mean, everything was falling into place before Corona. I had good gigs booked every weekend. I'm talking about 2 to 3 gigs a weekend, and I'd be between here and New York, and I'd be doing festivals at both places. And then Corona hit, and like it all just went dead, dead, dead. So like I was homeless before Corona happened, but like yeah, I didn't feel homeless. You know what I mean? Like as a musician, you're constantly traveling, constantly playing. I didn't feel it until Corona happened. And so like Mike literally, you know, brought me out of the fucking gutters and helped me elevate my life, you know. So I owe him a lot, and I always try to give him props for
Nice. Well, Mike, you're fucking awesome, man. Thanks for bringing Raul out to play.
that. So what would you say in the entirety of your career, give me like 3 highlights.
Um, Definitely one of them was when I was playing with my ex in Soul Census. We won summer camp on the tour. We won the chance to play at summer camp, so we played there on the Thursday.
What?
We got to play at a national music festival. That was definitely a highlight. Definitely, I'd say the first Sugar Creek Music Festival was a highlight because that was the birth of Bongo Pablo. I was going through a very rough time. Me and Whitney were actually separated, but we were still playing together. So it was a really rough time. And the birth of Bongo Pablo happened because the last band stopped at 1 a.m. and everyone still wanted to hear music. So I was like, fuck, let's just try to see if we can get some musicians together and see if we can get something going. And we did. And that's where I thought of this idea as the Super Jam. And that's where it was first spelled Super. And
I dig the other spelling, by the way.
yeah, I didn't actually think of that. My friend Jesse Payne thought of that, who plays in Chromophonic. He thought of Soopa, Soopa, and that's actually that's right.
Ah, dang.
So this is to remind myself to be Supa. I got a B and then the Supa. That's the remind. Whenever I'm feeling down, that's just to remind myself to be Super. I got this very recently. I got this actually before Sugar Creek Family Jam, and
That's beautiful, man.
I was thinking of getting it for a long time, and I just never had the guts to do it. It's my first tattoo, and
Is it
so
really?
yeah, it's my first tattoo.
Dude, that is so cool, man.
Let's see, what's the third highlight? I'd say now in my life now is Bongo Pablo just becoming a solo artist and actually me um, writing my own music and getting to play it and actually singing and playing guitar. It's a whole new level. It's not. It's just me finally getting out of the shadows because I've been in the shadows my whole life, and I love it. You know, I don't mind at all. But it's definitely a new adventure to be out front and playing your music and also supporting Mandy Joe. She's pretty amazing too, helping her write her music and get her word out there. So those are definitely three of my highlights. I'd say another fourth would be working with Joey Odom. We were going to get really far before Corona. We had an interview with Carly O'Keefe from KFVS 12. We were playing 2 to 3 shows a week. We were working very hard, and for someone with his disability to be able to do that was definitely inspiring because I worked him. I worked him hard. There was times where he was like, "Pete, you need to." He's like, stop booking shows. You are whoa." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean stop booking shows? Like this is what we're gonna do, right? Don't you want to make it, don't you?" You know, I was like
That's
the
awesome.
manager who was always booking all these crazy shows and all these ridiculous bars in Southern Illinois, and we made it happen though. We played over 80 shows that year, and then Corona hit, and it stopped
Ah.
us. It stopped us in our tracks.
So, speaking of Corona, what do you think has been something positive that has come from that for you personally?
Um, I think
Eh,
the businesses that survived it are definitely thriving now because it makes the restaurant scene more um more what's the word I'm looking for? More people want it more now because it got taken away. And I've been working in the food industry my whole life since I was 16. I was from a delivery driver to a server to a cook. I owned my own food trailer called Rejuvenation Station for a little bit, and food service was my life. And Corona took that away. That was another thing that I loved doing. I loved serving. I loved, making the customer smile and give them that welcoming atmosphere and just serving them that perfect meal and hyping up the menu and of course making good money from it too. But it was
I feel that.
I'd say the restaurants suffered a lot. We lost a lot of businesses and I feel so bad for all the people that had to go out of business, but the businesses that survived are definitely now thriving, and it looks like there's a labor shortage now because everyone's on unemployment. I'm still on unemployment. I I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take advantage of it till September, and then I'm gonna go get a job back. I mean, I don't see the point of going back to work until it's finally over. And I know a lot of people are upset about that, and they might look down upon me on that. But I got to do what I got to do to survive at this point, especially
Hey,
after. I
this is
mean,
your life, man. This is your life.
yeah, I mean, Corona put a lot of
It
people
ain't
in survival
theirs.
mode. It messed with a lot of people's lives, and it put a lot of people in survival mode. So the ones that, and I've worked all my life. This is my first time ever in my life claiming unemployment, and so I don't feel bad about it at all. I'll go back to work in
You
September,
shouldn't.
and they can just get over it.
I feel you, man. I mean, the way I look at it, dude, you get, I mean, one thing that I really enjoyed about Corona is that it was a big reset. Like I spent the majority of my life since like 2014 just being a vagabond traveling. I've been homeless since like 2014. I've had apartments here and there for like a month or two, but it was never consistent stuff. I was always on the road. I was always going to new places. I was always staying at a friend's house or someone's house that I trade, it's just whatever I could for. And because of Corona, I finally got a job. Like I've been jobless since like 2014. That's like 7 years. I finally
Damn.
got a job, and I finally got my own place. It's consistent. I was actually just thinking about this yesterday, or today. Was it today or yesterday? I can't remember which one, but like I've had this place for 5 months. That is the longest I've had since forever. I haven't had a place this long since before music. You know what I mean? But it was a good reset. It was a good reset for me because like it kind of like grounded me, and now I get to host a show like this, because I didn't spend the majority of my time before that working on getting a house, getting a car, getting all the things that someone like you has to have because you're a parent. You know what I mean? I was very free. I could go to wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and one thing I did learn and love about Corona is that it did reset a lot of people to kind of have that free mindset, to make it okay for me to get a job and not feel anxious about it, to make it okay for you to not have a job and just kind of enjoy yourself because you've been spending the rest, the last forever working. And that's one thing that I've really, really enjoyed about Corona is that it kind of gave people a reset button, a little time to think about what you really want in life. And obviously a home was on my mind the whole time because I got one now.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. But so speaking of the Corona and all that, now that you have now that it's pretty much over, I doubt there's going to be another wave where the US is going to get ridiculous about it because I feel like we all know we're pretty okay with it, um, what are your plans for, let's say, 2022?
Um, I want to live in an RV. I actually don't want to have a home anymore. Me and my partner Amber are looking to invest in a Class C RV, something that I can have where Tofflin kind of my daughter has her own little room and we have our own little room. But I want to minimize, I kind of want to live how you were living and travel and minimize my life. I feel like I got too much stuff. I've been living in a house I've always had a house. I've always had a place to live ever since I moved out of my dad's at 20. So I'm definitely saving money so we could buy an RV, and I would like to travel and do more Bongo Pablo Super Jam stuff, also solo stuff, and maybe just be a mercenary drummer on the side if some band needs me. I used to play in the church. I used to play in a gospel church. That was a lot of fun. That really made me progress. Was playing in the gospel church. But I mainly just wanna minimize my life and downsize and live in an RV and just kind of travel and see the world because I haven't really got a chance to do that. It's always been I have to be stable and I have to have the this concept of being stable and having this dependency, and I'm now realizing that I can do things differently. And that's what I would like to travel and play more music. Obviously, that I don't think I'm not going to quit playing music. I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to play till I die, basically. It's the Titanic on this bitch.
That's awesome. I
So
do
yeah,
it. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I just said so. Yeah, just basically just I want to live in an RV and just play music and just do what I love doing.
it's worth the lifestyle, man. Especially if you have the money to support yourself, or at least a plan to. Like, one thing that always saved me was music, and you obviously have more than enough talent in that to. I mean, let's, like you were saying that you were doing churches earlier, and it really helped you with your progression. You could absolutely hit up churches on whatever route you're going on and be like, hey, I'm just a traveling drummer. I'd love to come in and play for you, maybe for a couple dollars, and they'll give you money. Or you can hit up random bars on what, if you know where you're going, map out the way, check out bars on the way, call them out and be like, hey, I'm going to be here on this day. I'd love to get booked here. I'm a traveling musician, and you can send them content easily. I mean, you've been playing at festivals, dude. They'll get you like that.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
what
sure
I'm
I'm sure you know how to book, but I'm just saying, like, it's very, you're very, very capable of doing it with everything that you have right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Southern Illinois has taught me how to do the business, how to book the shows. I do a good majority of the booking for basically all three of the bands I play in. Sam does. I kind of pushed it more on Sam to do more booking for Cornfish because I didn't want to. After Corona happened with Joey, I realized that I was focusing too much on other people's projects and less on my own, and it kind of made me. I kind of felt like I was neglecting myself. So I kind of pushed them since, it was their name on the band, they're the leader of the band, like, hey, you guys need to start booking your own shows. Like, I'll give you contact information, stuff like that. But I kind of want to do my own thing. I kind of want to book as Bongo Pablo and start seeing if I can do this on my own, even just to see if I can even do it. And man, I got to give it to you because doing the solo acoustic stuff is hard. It is so hard when you get just, I mean, when you're just used to being the drummer and you have to worry about all that, and you're just in the back, it don't matter. You just got to keep the tempo, do your job, and shut up. But it's totally different when you're doing the solo acoustic stuff. And I'd say you handle yourself very well as a solo artist. And I definitely look up to you in that area,
Thank
and
you.
I'm definitely inspired by your work and how you handle yourself as a solo artist. So it's definitely for something for me to look up to.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's I feel like that's um it's something that I am really good at. I am pretty good at. Damn, dude, you got me all in my feels over here. What the hell? well,
It's your
I'm,
fault for being so good.
well, thank you. I'm just gonna leave it at thank you, man. I appreciate that. That meant a lot, man. It's not something that I get appreciated for often, so it's something that I pride myself in. For you to call me out on that, that's beautiful, man. Thank you. So, for in terms of the festivals coming up, do you have any certain plans to maybe, because you are Bongo Pablo of the Super Jam, right? Do you
Well,
have any plan? What was that?
it used to be called Bongo Pablo Super Jam, and then I started doing solo projects, so I just figured I'd call it Bongo Pablo so people who book me don't get confused. But I still call it Bongo Pablo Super Jam, basically.
Well, my question was, you were talking about how, like, you almost felt like you were neglecting your own work, your own ambitions, in terms of sticking out at these festivals and getting up there and separating Bongo Pablo Super Jam and Bongo Pablo. Do you have a plan to do that, or do you just intend on kind of hammering your way through it at every festival, where to the point that people tell the difference themselves?
I kind of want it to be, I guess, open where it's kind of on both sides because I don't mind supporting the band and doing what I have to do to make sure um whatever is necessary for the music for it to be good. Um, I kind of want to do more Super Jam stuff because after Corona and after the last Sugar Creek Family Jam, it kind of made me miss it. I was like, man, I miss this. I miss just the spontaneous that everyone brings, and then all these random bands getting together. Saturday was a highlight. We had Philia. We had members from Philia. We had members from Blake Gardner and the Farmers. We had members from Unemployed Architects, members from Dark Comets, and me all together on the stage. And we're just like, okay, who's going to lead? And Isaiah from Dark Comets leaded for a little bit. And it was just amazing because for one moment you got saxophone, lead guitar, then Isaiah's doing his rhythm and singing. I'm just playing drums. You got Dave Faulkner playing percussion. I couldn't remember who was playing bass, but it made me miss that. And I want to do that more because, it's not set, programmed stuff. This is all just spontaneous. It could be anything. And I kind of want to do that more. I miss doing the super jam. That's where my love for music first came, and that's what really inspired me to better myself as a musician. To like, well, if you can do this on the fly, then you can do anything. And if you can correct your mistakes as soon as you make your mistake, and nobody knows that you made a mistake, then you're definitely bettering yourself as a musician. And it's fun to have set program um, songs and structures and all that. And so that's why I kind of want to do both. I'm kind of on the edges of just finding the balance of what I like to do, but I definitely like doing both. And if I had a choice, I'd bring my band with me, but I have a six-piece band. And I know they're not going to be able to come with me all the time, so I'll just end up having to do super jams with myself. And then if I can find someone to support me while I play guitar, then I'll play guitar. If not, I'll just stick on the drums and do the super jam.
Dude, that's beautiful, man. That was very heartfelt. I mean, there's a like I was saying at the beginning, when I brought you on, there's just something about like when you have everyone just coming up at the random and adding their stuff together, and just like you said, it's a as an artist, and I don't know if I don't know if someone in the audience can really tell the difference between someone going up there and playing by themselves, someone going up there and playing with a band, and then someone going up there and joining a super jam. But like the feeling that you get with playing with a super jam, where you're not really sure what's going to happen, you're just kind of feeling it in the moment and just making your way through it, just making sure you, even if you do make a mistake, like you said, catching your mistake right away, fixing it and plowing through. And then by the end of it, you get this beautiful product that will probably never be ever heard again because it was just a freestyle in all parts. Like the beauty of that culmination in that moment is something that it's a type of high that you can't buy. You know what I mean? It's a type of you know what I mean though? Like it's an elation that you can't really go to the store and get, or you can't get from a drug. It's a teamwork effort. It's a musician. It's love, it's cohesiveness, and you bring it to the table all the time, every time. So I could definitely see how you're saying like you don't want to give it up, because I wouldn't want to give it up. I love it, dude. I wanted so bad to get to the Sugar Creek music. I wanted to get to the Super Creek Family Jam. Sugar Creek. Blah, I can't even fucking say it. Sugar Creek Family Jam. I wanted to go so bad, but I couldn't make it, and unfortunately I couldn't. But I wanted to go more so because I know the opportunities are going to rise with the Super Jam. I know the opportunities are going to rise to get on stage and be able to wow the crowd and create a moment with all these people that you wouldn't normally be able to create a moment with.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the Super Jam, I would have never met you. And that's honestly how it is for a lot of people that I've met. I've met a lot of amazing people, including Mike, through the Super Jam. He's been to just about every Sugar Creek Music Festival.
Oh yeah, Mike's the man. But yeah, I agree with you, man. You created something bigger than yourself, and it's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. So tell us about your shows coming up, man. If you got a list, let us know where we can come find you. And
Um,
if you have an opening slot, maybe I can make my way down there and open up a show for you guys outside of the festivals. I'd love to.
okay, yeah, I'd definitely love to get you down here. I'm mostly I've been doing a lot more bookings with Joey and Cornfish, and I really haven't been doing. I want to do some more bookings with me, but I just kind of have this like push and pull of like doing the solo act. It's just not as easy. And I've been bringing Mandy Joe and Sam Smith with me. Sam Smith plays the saxophone. But this Saturday, I'll be playing with the Joey Odom band. I'll be on drums in Ashley, Illinois, at Family Chops Inn. And then next week, I think I'll be with Joey again in Buckner. Um, it's just another bar. And I know I got a show coming up with me and Mandy Joe and Sam Smith in June at St. Nicholas Brewing Company. But the main ones that I'm definitely going to be talking about is Sugar Creek 4th of July Bash. That's going to be a big one because
Oh!
uh, Evan basically told me, he gave me the confirmation that the Super Jam stage is active the whole time. I don't have to wait for the main stage to be done playing like I usually do. Now I don't even know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be. I mean, who knows how late we're gonna go? It's not gonna stop. One of us is probably gonna have a heat stroke.
Hey, bro, I got you, man. I get you.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely be needing Mr. Hydration. That would be awesome. And actually, we
Yo,
can
I,
probably talk.
I,
We can probably talk a little bit, and I might be able to get you in. I might be able to get you an artist bracelet
do it.
if you want to come out.
Absolutely, man. I'll come out.
'Cause-
I'm pretty sure I'm not booked July 4th weekend. I'll check my calendar after the show, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm booked I think like the following weekend or the weekend before, but I'm not booked July 4th weekend. So I'm in, dude. I'm in.
That's a big
Yeah.
deal too, because it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is his first Sunday Evan's doing. Evan's usually done a pre-party, but he's going all the way from Thursday through Sunday because I mean 4th of July falls on a Sunday, and he's like, well, I should probably still have bands because a lot of people that just work the regular
Oh
9 to 5er,
yeah.
they have the 4th of July off, and usually most of them have Monday off as well. So we're going to. Whoop, cat's knocking over the phone here. So that's going to be a really big deal because I'm basically doing Super Jam the whole weekend nonstop if I want to. If I get musicians on my stage, I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep it going. I mean, if we don't blow the PA over the weekend, then I don't think we did our job right.
I dig it, dude.
Don't tell Mark I said that. And I know Mark. Mark would definitely be really happy if you were there, and I could definitely use the help because it's going to be a lot of work.
I got you, man. I'll be in there. Like I said, I'll double check because I like obviously my calendar is the tell all be all. But just let me check, and even if I do have something, I wouldn't mind rescheduling.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be
Is
awesome.
it'd be really cool to come out there with you guys. I mean, I love playing with you guys in general, man. Dude, you guys' vibe is it's like you know how everyone always wants to find a bass and drummer that are cohesive. They always want to find it, but they can never find it. And both you guys are just like, oh, we love playing with you. So I'm just like, that's awesome. I'm in.
I've been playing with Mark for a really long time too. Mark's been there. He's been our bass player since the Soul Census days. So I've been playing with him for about 7 years. And
You guys can
another good
tell.
thing, Cybin City. Mick was like, "Oh, I need to find another band. I need to find another band for this last time slot on Saturday." And I was like, "Fuck that." I was like, "Let me do the Super Jam." Like, there's so many people that already play with me that are gonna be there. Let me end it with the Super Jam. And he's like, "Well, are you sure it's gonna be ended on a high note?" I'm like, "Mick, are you serious? Like, I I am gonna have so many good musicians that are gonna want to jam on that last bit of Saturday night. So Dark Comets are gonna play from 10 to 12, and then from 12 a.m. to question mark on Saturday night, it's Bongo Pablo Super Jam. So I will definitely be. I'm gonna be knocking. I'm gonna be tapping on your shoulder, going, "Get your ass up on the stage."
I'm in. I'm in. You know what's funny? You were talking about how like Saturday, I think it was Sugar Creek. You got rained out. No,
Yeah, it was
was it Sugar
in
Creek? I thought it was
September.
Sugar.
Yeah. Well, the issue is we had two canopies put together. We had a really nice big stage. It was this nice big long piece of wood, but we didn't have a big enough canopy for that. So we had to put two canopies together. And well, it rained, and then it rained in the middle of the stage. And then, Mark was just fed up. He's like, "We're out of here." And I was like, "Man, I understand because it was not fair." I called the owners because Evan told me, you can't play inside. And I was like, "Oh, hell no." So I called them personally. I was like, "Give me his number. Give me Andy's number. Give me Dan's number." And they fought me on it. And they're like, "No, you can't be inside because of Corona. We can't have you killing people because you're a dirty hippie."
Come
And I was
on.
like, I was
That's
like, I was like,
gapu.
I'll make everyone wear masks. I'll do this. I'll open all the windows, make sure there's proper ventilation. I fought for it so bad. I fought for it so hard. And Evan finally was like, dude, you just got to give it up because we don't want to be fighting the owners. And I was like, man, you're right. I was like, that's fine. I guess we'll just play outside. And then we got rained on, and um, Mark was done. I mean, I was done too. I got stung by a wasp. Remember, I got stung by a wasp. My freaking
Oh, you
right hand was
did.
so big, and I
Yeah.
was still playing. My hand was like freaking huge, and
Yeah.
so that was probably the lowest year I've had. I mean, out of 7 years for that one, because now we're on 8. Um, that's not bad.
Not at all, man.
For
Especially because
lowest.
it was 2020, everyone kind of had that bad year.
Uh-huh. It
So it was
was
like it
hard
was
though. It was hard just playing like that. I mean, I could play for 5 minutes and then my hand just got more irritated, and I had to have another drummer there, and that was definitely an issue because there was not enough musicians to go around. I was actually kind of lacking musicians for the family jam too. It really wasn't a highlight till the late night set after the last band got done playing at 2 in the morning. We went till about
oh
four
man,
in the morning.
I wish I would have gone, man. I wish I could have gone. I yeah, whatever. Shit happens, man. I'll be there for the July 4th.
I'll
I'll
get
be
your
there.
ass in.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
definitely getting on the list, man. I need you. I need you
I'm
for
in,
that.
dude. I'm in. I love it, dude. Um I did want to give a shout out to Mark, man. Let's talk about him a little bit. Give him some love.
Okay, yeah.
So
Mark Strawn, I call him my Asian persuasion.
Yo,
He's
he's
just
cool as
really
hell, dude.
talented. He's really talented. He's very critical of a person. So if you get a compliment from Mark, you should definitely take that seriously because he doesn't like giving compliments. He doesn't hand them out. you know,
Yes.
you gotta twist his arm to get a compliment. But yeah, he brings the sound system. I'm basically just a sound bitch. And he plays bass so well, and he also plays guitar. He's a very talented, heartfelt person, and you know, he's a very beautiful individual, and I'm so blessed that I get to share the stage with him. In the 3 different bands I put up, he actually plays in Cornfish, he plays in Bongo Pablo and Manny Joe, and he used to play in Joey Odom, but we kind of had a falling out, and we had to get a different bass player, unfortunately.
One thing I love about Mark is, and it really showed it at the spring fling, was there was a lady that was kind of being ignorant towards him, and I happened to be, yeah, you heard the story. I'm
I
not gonna
heard
go
that.
in. I'm not gonna go into it, but like automatically he was just like, "Excuse me,
Oh,
what?" Like he wasn't
oh
taking no shit, and I was like,
no.
"Oh shit."
Well, he didn't know she was being sarcastic. This is where sarcasm can cost you. You definitely got to choose where you want to be
She
sarcastic.
wasn't being sarcastic. I was there, dude. She wasn't being
Oh, really?
sarcastic.
Oh,
I
okay.
was
Cool. I
there. I
heard that
was
she
right.
apologized. She went up and apologized later and said
Oh,
she
I'm,
was
I'm
sorry. She
sure.
was
I'm
being
sure she did. I'm sure she did
yeah.
to keep the flow going. Keep the vibes there. Maybe she realized she was wrong, but she wasn't talking to him in sarcasm. I was there, man. I was right next to him while she was talking to him. She was talking down to him, and he was just like, "Whoa, whoa, you can't be doing that." And it was nice to see him stick up for himself like that, and the manner that he did. And then that's when I actually got on stage and I started directing the energy of the kids, and everything worked out fine. But it was cool to see that he's not just someone you can just walk on and like not expect to hear something back. And I always appreciate that in people. And it was real cool to be there in the moment and see it happen. And then obviously she came and apologized to him and said that she was being sarcastic. But I was there, man. She was not being sarcastic. That was who she is for sure.
Wow. Yeah, because they were expecting me to be there to do the Easter egg hunt, and I had to go get mains because we blew our mains.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
show's
which
got
is
to go
crazy.
on. Yeah, the show's got to go on. And then she was all like, "Well, what are we paying you for?" And
Yeah,
and I was
yeah, that's for
wait,
sure
she said that to
sarcasm.
you, Mark?
Sure.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, man, I can't fucking leave the fest. I was only gone for like 2 or 3 hours, you know?
Yeah, it was such a weird. I just happened to be there because like I seen Mark over there, and I just wanted to hang out with him because I like him. I think he's a good energy to be around. And we were just sitting at the table, sharing a bowl because it's legal now.
Yeah.
Don't fucking make me feel bad. That shit's legal now. Anyway, so we were sitting there sharing a bowl, and then that's what uh Mick comes up, and she happens to be in the passenger side, or I think she was driving or some shit like that. I don't know. But then she started just being ignorant to him, and I was just like, I was gonna say something, but then he said something, and I was like, oh, all right, I could just sit back then. It was cool. It was cool though.
Yeah, you don't mess with
I
Mark. Do not
yeah,
mess with
yeah.
Mark.
I'll always have respect for him for that because I personally like sticking up for people who I'm just in people in general, even people who do like to stick up for themselves, and just when you have that person, you can just be like, they got themselves, it's kind of like, all right, cool, I can be a little cooler now.
Yeah, some conflict resolution, I'd say. Huh?
For sure, man, for sure. So so the festivals, let's go over the festivals you got coming up again.
We have the Sugar Creek Fourth of July event, the first through the 4th of July. We have Phoenix Fest, which is you know the dates for that?
July
Uh,
23rd to the 25th. Yeah, I'm
okay,
I'm booked on that one. I'm booked there.
sweet. And then Cybin City, August 6th and 7th,
Yeah.
which you'll be playing, which I'm very excited.
Yep.
Hopefully, you'll let me and Mark on. Maybe I'll get a saxophone player for you.
Dude, I would love a sax player. That would be
Yeah,
the shit.
I'll try to get that in the works for you. And then Sugar Creek again in September.
Do you know
Uh,
if there's going to be another Fear Fest?
Mick, I think Mick will know after Cybin City whether or not he loses, or I'm hoping that he breaks even or makes a little bit of money because he didn't lose too much at Spring Fling, but he did lose some money, and I hate that. I hate seeing I hate seeing my buddies lose money. If I can have the worst happen, then I want them to at least break even. So I kind of felt like I could have done a better job as a promoter and getting more of it out. But I was so busy. I honestly didn't put much work in the Spring Fling as much as I wanted to. Of course, I put a lot of work in there when I was there, but I could have did a little bit more behind the scenes to get the word out about the Spring Fling. And actually, that's why I got on Mick's case about getting me flyers. I made a new flyer. I love the flyer he made, but it just does not work when you're trying to put band names on it. So I made a new
Right, right,
flyer,
right.
and I'm going to go to Staples and get that all printed out because Evan already got me flyers. Evan is so on top. Evan Betts is so freaking professional, man.
Give him a shout out. Give his page a
Oh,
shout out.
oh yeah, Evan Betts, who runs Sugar Creek Music Festival, he is definitely on top of it. I mean, we were already talking about it, and I was like, so you're gonna have flyers for Sugar Creek Family Jam, and you're gonna have flyers. Um, you're just gonna have this all for me because he knows that I'm playing shows every weekend. I'm playing at least 2 to 3 shows a week, so it's really important that I have flyers because I'm handing them out to all these people at the bars. I put them on the bars, on the bar tables, on the tables. I hand them to people when they're just in groups, So, but we're definitely gonna have flyers ready for Cybin City, and we're gonna be a little bit more prepared, and things are going to go. I feel like things are going to go a lot better because it's only his second, or no, Fear Fest, Spring Fling. This will be his third. This is Mick's third festival, and I'm really impressed with what he can do just by he's only using Facebook promotion and word of mouth, and
Yeah, same. I'm
and
very
he did
impressed too.
all that. He did a really good job for what he has, and now we can utilize just getting the word out more with flyers. Um, it will definitely make it grow more. I definitely feel like if you're throwing a festival, it is very important to have flyers. And if you have working musicians that are playing every week that are going to be in that festival, then it is very important that you get them flyers so they can be passing them out at every show. It's just very
Yes.
important. I love doing it. I mean, it gives me. I live here in Carbondale, and I got my rollerblades, and I know all the spots to set up flyers and advertise my shows. So I get a good workout, and I enjoy doing it. I get to talk to people about it if they want to talk about it, and I just love it. I think, but definitely the main thing that you need to do is if you're throwing a festival is make flyers.
All right, fair enough, dude. That is true. That is true. You definitely want them. If you got some, send my way, dude. I'd love to have them. I'll pass them out at my shows too.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely have to talk to Evan and I'll mail you some because he's got a whole bunch. He's got, and that would be great actually because you're in the
Whole
northern
nother
Chicago
area.
suburban area, yeah,
Yeah.
and we need more of that draw. I definitely want to be bringing more of your people down. And the fact that I didn't know that Mike Patron lives up north. I didn't know he lives that
Yeah.
far, and then he travels all the way down here just to go to the festivals. I knew you lived in the suburban area, but I didn't know that he travels that far just to go to our little festival.
Dude, they're so worth it though. They're so worth it. I'm gonna make it a goal to try to get 10 people down there for July 4th. At least Cybin
Awesome.
City. Really any shows. I'm gonna try and get like 10 people.
Sweet.
Hey, check this out. Mike Patron says, same here. Get me some flyers and I'll pass them out with every show I attend.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely get in contact with
Absolutely.
both of you so we can correlate that. Yeah, because I would definitely like to get you some flyers for Cybin City. I already have some for Phoenix or for not, for Sugar Creek 4th of July, and I'm actually working with Tyler right now at the moment and getting flyers for Phoenix Fest.
Awesome, man. And like Mike's really good at promotion. Actually, I wanted him to be my manager. I don't know where that conversation went to, but I definitely I wanted to be my manager because he's so good. He's so good at communicating with people and getting in there and going out and spreading the word and getting people to go places. He's just a really good promoter in terms of that. So I think getting him to flyers is definitely a good idea. Getting me the flyers is definitely a good idea. But I definitely I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple years we see Mike Patron throw his own festival. You know what I mean? He's just so good at promoting.
Oh, that would be awesome. Hey, we got him covered if he needs any of the sound or entertainment. So.
You heard it here first, Mike. All right, man. Well, let's give some shout outs to some people you want to give some shout outs to.
Definitely Joey Odom. I love him. That's my brother. We've been playing music for so long, and I have such a heartfelt connection with him. Um, Definitely Mandy Joe. She's my lady. Well, not my lady. She's my singer lady. She's an amazing original artist as well. Mark Strong,
Oh, she's awesome.
um, Evan Betts, definitely Tyler Schiphol from Phoenix Fest, Mick Mickers from Cybin City. Um, let's see, who else can we give a shout out to? Um, my buddy Tom Novara, man, he's doing good. He had some health issues, and now he's going to be back in the band. He's going to be playing piano with us again. So you're definitely in for a treat for the Bongo Pablo and Mandy Joe set because we got our piano player back. He is classically trained. He is huge. He's got a huge influence of jazz, and it just adds a whole another beautiful element. Sam Smith, my saxophone player, that guy, he has literally been there with me just for about every show. We've known each other for a long time. I used to do the super jams in Mount Vernon at Lowry's Irish Pub every first Thursday. I did that for about 2 years, and he was pretty much there for every one.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, man. Do you have any parting words you want to give out? Any advice? Any I don't know words of wisdom, or maybe even just like a shout or I don't know. I don't know, man. This is your part of the show. You do what you want here. I'll leave it to you.
I definitely, if you're fighting yourself a lot and you're always tearing yourself down, um, it's definitely a good time to have a talk with yourself and ask you why you're doing that, whether it's a drug problem or an alcohol problem. I've definitely working in the bars since I was 16. Um, I have faced a major alcohol problem, which I still kind of am facing today. I don't drink as heavily as I used to, but I was drinking just about 7 times, 7 days a week. And when I played at the bars, I drank for free, so definitely try to forgive yourself and love yourself unconditionally as much as you can. And just don't give up on yourself. And if you have a dream or a passion, you should definitely try to do whatever you can to make that goal a reality because I feel like anything's possible. I mean, if you were to watch Joey Odom and see his condition and just see how he does things. It's truly inspiring, um, because I get to play with him every weekend, and there's times where I'm getting him dressed and just doing whatever we can. It's like Pink Floyd Comfortably Numb, just getting him ready for the show, and like I feel like I'm the manager who's giving him this pain medication so he can play the show. It's definitely inspiring to see his trials and tribulations, and it makes me believe a lot more in myself that anything is possible as long as you just put your mind to it and you stop hating yourself.
Those are truly beautiful words, man. Thank you so much for that. That
Of
was
course.
that was awesome, man. That was beautiful. All right, thank you so much for joining us, Peter Julian. I appreciate you. Make sure you let people know before I let you go where they can find you in terms of social media, so they can give you a follow, so they can give you a like, and then I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Peter Julian. Also, my band page is Bongo Pablo. The other band that I play in is Joey Odom Band, ODUM, and then another band that I play in is Cornfish. So you can find all of that on Facebook, and I as long as I I have been going, like, I've been getting a lot of weird friend requests lately. It's hard to tell if people are real these days, you know.
Oh my God, right?
I'm like, so is this another sex bot? Like, is this guy trying to get me in a pyramid scheme? Like, I can only have 4,000 friends, so. But I pretty much go on the. I have been check, but I wasn't checking them before, but now I'm like checking them because it's like I just don't know who's real and who's not, who's trying to scam me. And but you can
I
definitely find me on Facebook. I'm on there all the time, posting my shows and doing what I love to do.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Mr. Hydration. I fucking love you.
I fucking love you too, brother. All right, say goodbye.
Bye. We'll definitely keep in touch, and you're gonna have to give me your address and let me know if you're available for those dates because I'm definitely getting your ass in.
Oh yeah. I'll send you a message as soon as I'm off here.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Peter.
See you later, bud.
All right, that was Peter Julian of the Bongo Pablo Super Jam. One of my favorite people in the festival scene. He's a hard worker, number one. He's a very talented musician. He's very malleable in terms of playing with whoever comes on stage. I mean, the dude's a genius. He's an energy to have. He's a good soul. He's one of the most beautiful people you could meet, and I could go on and on forever about him. But definitely look him up at Bongo Pablo. That's Bongo space Pablo. Bongo Pablo. Make sure you look him up. Look up his bands, Joey Odom, Cornfish. Look them all up. It's he's a great energy, and obviously come out to the festivals. We have one coming July 4th, and they are family friendly. This is Sugar Creek, July 4th. It's going to be, like he said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday performances. Everyone leaving on money. That's a 5-day event. Come out and join us. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be people, family, kids, music. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And obviously, go to Phoenix Fest. That's July 23rd to the 25th. Go out to, if you want to go to Niagara Falls and go jump out of a plane, skydive the falls is going to be July 15th to the 18th. Cybin City, August 6th. And so many more festivals. Make sure you come out and join us. And I want you to come out and experience it because it's beautiful. The environment there is beautiful. I mean, you heard the energy he was giving off during this whole interview. It was all about love. It was all about positivity. And it's people like that are, I don't want to say, is it prevalent? There's people like that are prevalent at these festivals. They are all over the place. You can find them left and right. You can join random camps and go have dinner with the people you've never met before. They're going to take you in and love you and give it back. It's just a beautiful environment out at these shows. So thank you for tuning in. Obviously, I was Peter Julian of Bongo Pablo. My name is Mr. Hydration, aka Raul, aka Victor Raul Contreras Seguina Jr. If you want to call me by my whole name, I don't care, man. They're all my name. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.